What is up, everybody? It's VCell0812 Millie Chaser DFS. We got a good UFC card today. UFC Paris starting in about an hour. We're going to break down the card, see who we like. Starting with the Ultimate Fighter, Danchenko versus Cenzinato. Danchenko's a good striker. He likes to get in close. Cenzinado's a brawler. I think Cenzinato on top could be a problem for Danchenko, but the way that he likes to fight is in close, and I think Danchenko is going to be able to rip to the body, hit him hard, and I think he's going to hurt him, put him away. We got a 1.5 over-under line, so I think the winner could be useful here in this DFS. We got 8,800 for Danchenko, 7,400 for Cenzinato. I would say pick your side. I'm going to be on the Danchenko side, 8,800. There's a lot of plays around that. Zach Reese, 8,900. Jared Gordon up there. A lot of people who are getting some ownership. But I think Danchenko could go a little bit overlooked here. And I'm going to be on Danchenko for 8,800. Next fight is Alice Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon. Alice Pereira is 19 years old. She's a striker. She's rangy, but she's not tested. Rendon has a UFC win. Rendon got 3 takedowns even in a loss against Lesniakova, and I think if Rendon can get on top of Pereira, it could be some trouble. On the feet, Pereira is going to look good, but we've seen the UFC newcomers. She opened up minus 400 favorite, down to minus 150, so a lot of people are on the Rendon side. I think Rendon would be the DFS play. I don't think Pereira is going to necessarily finish her. Maybe she will, but I think Rendon's going to be able to get on top, and I think it's going to look a little bit differently than a lot of people think. Next fight, we got Correa versus Alejandro Costa. Alejandro Costa's good. He's very good. Lost to Steve Erceg. We know Steve Erceg crapped the bed his last few, but he's a good fighter. Lost to Amir Albazi. Looked good in that fight. He hurt Albazi. Beat Jimmy Flick and beat Kevin Borjas. Knocked out Kevin Borjas and Flick, actually. He hits hard for a flyweight. 9,500 is a very expensive price tag, but I think this is a pretty good match for him. Correa is good. A lot of people like him, but I think this is just a really hard UFC newcomer spot. I know a couple people are on Correa, and this could look close, but I think Costa's going to get it done. 9,500, a little too expensive for me, but I could see a world where Costa makes this look very easy. Maybe you're on that side. Zach Reese against Cedric Dumas. I don't like Cedric Dumas at all. I think he's awful. Zach Reese let us down against Dusko by winning a decision. Didn't score nearly enough, but normally he's a finisher. I think he's going to be the better fighter everywhere. I think he could just shoot a takedown and get on top. I think he's going to be the longer striker. He hits a lot harder than SD Dumas. I don't think SD Dumas has the cardio to outstand Zach Reese because I know he could slow down. He lost to Bakayev and Cody Brundage. That Brundage fight was weird. Bakayev is very good. Daniel Medina, we'll see him later. Marquez and Dusko we'll see later as well. I think Zach Reese 8,900 is one of my favorite plays on the slate. He's going to be owned, but it's just more so. SD Dumas is so bad. He's just so bad. I like this kid. Luis Gurriel versus Jesus Aguilar. Aguilar's guillotine or bust. He has a really good guillotine. He's very small, tight, strong arms. When he gets it around your neck, it's a problem. We've seen people escape it before. Gurriel, very good in scrambles. He lost to Ode Osborne. I like Ode Osborne. I don't think that's a bad loss at all. He didn't look good in that fight, but this is totally different. Gurriel's a striker. Osborne is a very, very, very good striker. Jesus Aguilar, submission or bust. I think on the feet, Gurriel's just going to be able to pick at him. I think he's going to be safe enough in the scrambles to where he could withstand a takedown. I mean, him shooting a takedown and getting stuck in a guillotine, I think he could withstand that. Sorry about that. Make sure I was alive. Jesus Aguilar, 7,500. If you think he gets another guillotine, then maybe you go for it. He got 2 of them, 3 of them. I actually knocked out Shannon Ross. Shannon Ross, the worst UFC fighter that's ever been in the octagon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a good matchup for Jesus Aguilar. He's a fun guy. Good post-fight speech after his guillotine. I just don't think it's going to get it done against Gurriel. Gurriel, 8,700, I think, could be a very sneaky play. Amanda Lemos against Tatiana Suarez. Now, even before the Zhang Weili fight, I wasn't really in on Tatiana at all. She's a good wrestler. She has absolutely nothing else to offer. Her takedowns are sloppy. She's not a dominant wrestler. Once she gets on top, it's dominant. But I think it was the Montana De La Rosa fight where the first round was just rough. And it's like, you're 9,400 every fight. You're supposed to be dominating these girls. You have such a wrestling advantage. And the thing in this fight is Lemos Amanda Lemos does get taken down very easily, and once she's off her, well, she knows what she's doing. She's a black belt, but once she's down on her back, it just seems like she'll be done here. But if Lemos can keep this on the feet, and she's just going to piece Tatiana up, she's going to be a much better striker. I wouldn't have a lot of Lemos, but I would take shots on her. And you're going to have Suarez, because if she gets... But the thing with this fight is, I don't think she's going to have the 8-9 takedowns. It's not that kind of fight. This isn't Carla Esparza. If you get Lemos down, you're probably going to submit her. But will she score more than Zach Reese if she doesn't get it done in the first? I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a lot of takedowns here. Lemos isn't that get back to your feet kind of girl. It'll just be, if Tatiana gets her down, oh, well, Tatiana's going to win. You could take shots either way. If Tatiana can't... The takedowns looked awful against Zhang Weili, by the way. They looked awful against everybody, to be honest. She shoots out from really far away. She dives at legs. Once she gets on top, she's a problem. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Lemos is tricky. She gives a lot of people problems. She knows that Tatiana is going to be wrestling. I think the odds are a little bit crazy. But I am going to be on the Tatiana side. I like other people in that price range more. But I could see a world where she's the highest scorer just because Lemos is so bad on the ground once she's on her back. She has submissions to offer, but on the feet, it's a problem for Suarez either. So it's not really a safe fight either way, I don't think. And I don't think Lemos is going to knock her out, but I think if she struggles to get the takedowns, she could pick at her. 6,800 could be okay. Dusko against Medina. Medina's not UFC caliber. He made it to the UFC in a loss where he looked awful. They just thought he was tough. They wanted to see him, give him a shot. And now the toughness is wearing out. He got knocked out by Gaudier. Lost to Zach Reese, as we mentioned earlier. Zach Reese did not look good, but we were saying, oh, Medina's tough, Medina's tough, Medina's tough. It's just, he's not a UFC fighter. And Dusko is good. Dusko has losses, but Dusko has wins. Dusko lost to Zach Reese, lost to Abdul Malik, lost to Duncan, beat Stephen Wright, or Jordan Wright, I'm sorry, to karate. I think that's the Beverly Hills karate guy. Lost to Njokwani, beat Patolo. He doesn't have great wins, but he's looked good in some of these fights. Daniel Medina's never really looked good ever. Dusko 9,300 is crazy, but I don't know, man. This is a hard card for the favorites because you can see why all of them win, but I don't really want to pick any of them. I like this kid a lot. I like Kwang Lee, too. Kwang Bang Lee beat Gaston Bolanos his last fight. Lost to Long, lost to Gutierrez. He said he was going to resort to his wrestling after his last loss against Long, and that's what he did against Gaston. He looked good. But I think this kid's good. Santiago Luna is pretty good everywhere. He's not really tested, but he looks fast. He looks sharp. I think he's going to be okay on the ground here with Kwang Lee. And I'm going to be on the Luna side. This kid, I think this could be a big win here for him, and then they start to promote this kid. The border boy, Santiago Luna. I like him. I've watched some of his fights. Not many fights. I think he's 5-0, 6-0, but he looks pretty good. And the competition isn't great, but I don't think Kwang Lee is that good either. He's fun. But I think this is a good matchup for Luna. We know Kwang's probably not going to want to bang with him. I think he's going to go back to the wrestling. This fight's hard. Diego Ferreira scores well on a lot of his wins. In his losses, he gets tired and worn down and beaten up, but he's durable, he's tough. Alex Hernandez just fought. Alex Hernandez, a lot of people are on because of his last fight against Chase Hooper. Knocking out Chase Hooper isn't... I was on, you guys see my last video, I was all over Alex Hernandez. Not all over him, but I said I would take shots on him. Definitely. I'm not really that impressed with Chase Hooper. People said he made improvements, but he beat up... what's that guy's name? Slava Claus. He beat up Slava Claus on the feet, and Slava is not what we thought he was. I mean, as much as we like the guy, he's just not what we thought he was. Alex Hernandez is a good fighter. He's let you down plenty of times. He's come through for us plenty of times. Lost to Bill Algeo, lost to Montel Jackson, beat A.J. Hubbard, Kurt Hollowball, and Chase Hooper. These 3 wins, I mean, cool, you know? They're good, but I think that's why we're looking at him a little bit differently now, and I just don't want to get all overboard. If he runs through Diego Ferreira, because Diego's very durable, then that'll be impressive. Alex Hernandez has all the skill in the world, but he makes mistakes. And if you make a mistake against Diego Ferreira, he's going to come through. I think I'm going to be on the Alex side. Excuse me. I think I'm going to be on the Alex side. 8,400, 7,800 for Ferreira. I'd take shots as well. The winner of this fight in that price range could be needed for DFS. Kelvin Gastelum against Dustin Stoltzfus. Dustin has looked so good recently. Even against Rosaboev, he looked good. Marc-Andre Barriault lost to Bruno Ferreira, Panelli Soriano, Abus Magomedov. Dustin comes through a lot of the time. I think people sleep on him a lot. Picks up a lot of big wins. He's always 73, 68, 68, 72, 73. Dustin, he's never been a favorite in the UFC. And he's fighting Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin doesn't really put people away, and when Dustin loses, it seems like he gets put away. Kelvin hasn't looked great at all lately. Doesn't look like he's committed. Lost to Joe Pyfer, he looked awful. That was a good fight against D-Rod. Sean Brady looked awful. Chris Curtis didn't look great. He won, but didn't look great. Cannonier, loss. Kelvin, 9K is very hard to trust. I don't think he's ever... There's not really a world where he's going to... I don't think he's going to out-grapple Dustin, really. And on the feet, he's a good striker. I think Dustin's the more dangerous striker. I'm going to be fading Kelvin in this fight and playing Dustin in some lineups because I think 7,200 could open up a lot if he somehow pulls this off against Kelvin. I think it's a lot closer than odds reflect. Kelvin has all the skills in the world to win this fight, but does he use them? Is he committed? It's hard to trust Kelvin at this point. Jared Gordon against Rafa Garcia. Jared Gordon's looked insane lately. He's looked very good. That was a very impressive fight against Thiago Moises. I was on Thiago Moises in that fight. I've been on Jared in a lot of other fights. I was on him against Bobby Green, Patty, Mark Madsen, Nazareth. I think he won that fight. I was on him then. But I was on Thiago Moises in his last fight. I've always been impressed, and he looks so good. He just looks so good. Flash Gordon. I'm glad he's putting it all together. He's a good dude. He actually DM'd me. Me and him spoke on Twitter. He's a very nice guy. Rafa Garcia. He's a dog. But does he have that dog anymore? He lost to Vince Pichel. They gave him a win. He definitely lost. Grant Dawson smothered him, killed him. A win against Clay Guida and Machate. Not impressive decisions in both. I think Jared's going to be the better fighter everywhere. I think he is more durable. Even though Rafa has been a dog lately, Jared has shown durability lately, and I just think he's going to be able to weather the storm early and just take over late. And he might be the better fighter early, too, with how good he looked against Thiago Moises. 9,100 is expensive. I don't think he pays it off against Rafa, but there could be a world where Rafa slows down and Jared gets a lot of takedowns, gets a lot of control time, gets on top, beats him up. I'm going to be on Jared Gordon's side. I don't think I'm going to be playing him in DFS, but we'll see. Rob Font against Dave Martinez. Dave Martinez is good. He's fast. He's good. Beat Simon Oliveira. Very, very impressive fight. Brother of Melissa Martinez. I believe he is a doctor. Very smart fighter. So he's going to be smart in there. He's going to have a game plan. He's going to go in there. He's going to know what Rob Font wants. I think he's going to frustrate Rob. We've seen Rob frustrated lately. And when he gets frustrated, he's been shooting takedowns. And if he shoots takedowns, he's not going to get them here. Martinez is well-rounded. I think he's faster. Rob Font's a striker, a good striker. At this point in his career, I think Dave Martinez is going to be the better striker. I think he's going to pick him apart. Finishing Rob Font, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Rob Font's ever been finished. Not by knockout. He got submitted by Munoz. Maybe we get a submission by Dave Martinez. Yeah, Rob Font's very durable. 7,700 for Dave Martinez's side that I'm going to be on. Another one where if you think Rob Font's battle tested, we've seen this before, the newer UFC guy steps in a little bit too quickly. Rob Font's a huge step up. But I'm impressed with Simon Oliveira as well. And I think Dave Martinez is going to be able to get this done against Rob Font. I don't know if he'll pay off 7,700, but if they're not, we haven't talked about a lot of underdogs that I love on this card. And if none of them win, just a win at 7,700 could be needed, especially if Zach Reese and those guys in the 87, 88, 8,900 pay off rather than all the way up at the 9K range. I could see where we need David Martinez's win. And then the main event, this is going to be awesome. John Silva against Diego Lopez. John Silva, absolute animal, fighting out of Fighting Nerds. I know we've been let down from the Fighting Nerds recently. I was all over Ufc last week. But John Silva's, he's just an animal, man. And I don't know where. Diego's awesome. But if Bryce Mitchell wasn't even close to getting takedowns on John Silva, I think, is going to be the more dangerous guy, despite the fact that Diego gets people hurt when he hits them. He hurt Volkanovski. He hurts everybody. Brian Ortega, but I think Diego's another one where he's just going to get frustrated. John Silva's going to be in his face. He's going to be walking him down. I haven't really seen Diego fight off his back foot as much. And John Silva's not going to take a back step. That's not the type of guy he is. I don't think the takedowns are going to be there for Diego. I think John Silva probably could get takedowns by himself. This guy's just an animal. He is an absolute animal. The knockout of Drew Dober, knockout Charles Jourdain, knockout Weston Wilson. Bogdasarian, who's very, very good, knocked him out. Bryce Mitchell submitted him. It's just, I'm not going to pick against John Silva right now. I like Diego Lopez a lot. But we've seen Diego look not great against Ortega. And, well, we could chalk that up to Dan Ige. Not great against Dan Ige. That was short notice. And then Volkanovski, well, not short notice. Ortega pulled out. Ige stepped in, He's a good fighter. Diego's great. 7K for Diego. Not many times will you get 7K for Diego Lopez, and I see why people will be taking shots on him. But if you're just going to pick a side in the main event, I think John Silva is going to be able to hurt him. I have no reason. I've never seen John Silva in trouble, really. He's just, the guy's a problem. The Fighting Nerds have let us down, but I think this is the best one. Everyone said Rufy was the best one. I think John Silva is the best one, and I think he's going to prove it here tonight. Beat Diego Lopez and get a title shot. And Diego's still, massive respect to Diego Lopez. He's a dog. Love him. I don't think we'll ever see him at 7K again. And maybe you just look at it that way and be like, oh, Diego Lopez, 7K, you just put him in your lineup. I get it. But I'm going to be on the John Silva side. All right. Let's go over our favorite dogs and then get out of here. Dave Martinez, love him as a dog. Dustin Stoltzfus, I will be taking shots on. Diego Ferreira, good dog. Very good dog. Lee, no, I'm going to be on the Luna side. Dusko, I'm not taking shots on Medina. Lemos, if you want to take shots, you think Suarez doesn't get takedowns, maybe Lemos could be good. I'm going to be on the Suarez side, but I could see a world where Lemos. If you think guillotine or bust, Aguilar, I'm not going to be on that. Rendon. So I think my dogs are going to be Rendon, Stoltzfus, David Martinez. My favorite pay-ups would be, let's do 9K or above. Dusko, because in a world where Dusko wins, he's probably finishing. I think Jared Gordon could. I don't know if I'm going to be on that side. 9100's hefty. I like the 89, 88, 87 range more. I think where I'm going to be at is playing this Danchenko, Reese, Luis Goril in that 8K range with Luna, 8,300, and then the two dogs, instead of paying up for Costa. Sorry, maneuvering this is rough. Dusko and Gordon. So I think the 3v3, the way I want to attack this. Oh, I'm sorry. Completely forgot. John Silva will be in my lineups. Oh, I messed up, guys. Give me a second. John Silva's 9,200. I almost forgot about that. John Silva's my favorite pay up at 9,200. But I think the way I want to build would be putting in John Silva, putting in Martinez, leaves you with 83 per. Put in Luna if you like him. Still got the 83. Pick one of the dogs of Stoltzfus or Rendon. I'm going to put Rendon in for here. That leaves you with why doesn't it show us their salary? Is it still 83? No way. Yeah, it is. Okay. Why is Rendon not... There we go. Oh, no, that's prayer. Jesus. Guys, I don't know. There we go. This is ridiculous. I build on my phone, guys. But, sorry about that. So I would do... Let me find Rendon if she's here. Is she here? I must be going nuts. I don't see Rendon anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. But I would put in Rendon, 7,600. That's going to leave you around the 8,700 range. And then I would play the mid-range of Danchenko and Garul. Danchenko, Reese. Reese, Garul. Combinations of that instead of paying up and taking another shot on the dog. All right, everybody. Sorry about that ending there. This is VCells0812 with Millie Chaser DFS. Thank you so much to DraftKings for giving us this opportunity. If you would like to sign up for DraftKings, use the link in my description. You get my promo code. DraftKings is also doing Pick 6 for Canelo tonight. Canelo to land 1 strike. Take advantage of that if you guys are in the Pick 6. Maybe if I have time in between UFC, I'll break down a video on that. And I'll see you guys for DFS tomorrow. We got a good NFL slate. Thank you guys. Once again, if you need me, reach out to me on Twitter, VCells0812, Millie Chaser DFS. Leave a comment. I answer to everything. Thank you to DraftKings for giving us this opportunity. And let's make some money today.